Isang topic na naman ang pag-uusapan natin ngayong oras na to, at ang topic na to ay tungkol sa one-sided limit. So, ang one-sided limit has the right-hand limit with the limit of the function of x as x approaches a positive or galing siya sa kanan, which is equal to L. And left-handed limit, the limit of the function of x as x approaches a to the negative or galing siya sa kaliwa is equal to L. So we have here the theorem. So the theorem that meron tayo dito is the limit of the function of x is equal to L exists if and only if, or if the limit of the function of your x as x approaches a positive is equal to the limit of the function of your x as x approaches negative, or ito yung isa galing sa kanan, ito yung isa galing sa kaliwa, is equal to L, or in short, the values are equal. Now, we have here the review and graphing. So, in review and graphing, meron tayo ditong number 1. So, pag linear, is just only x. So, kapag sa linear, we just only have the straight line. Quadratic is x squared, so or parabola or parabolic graph. Then, we just have to remember the greater than and less than. So, ito ay equivalent na open dot or open point. And number 4 is greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. This is close dot or close point. So, let's have the example. So, in this case, meron tayo the function of your x is equal to 1 if x is less than or equal to 2, and negative 3 if x is greater than to 2. So, in step in solving, we have to analyze the given first. So, in analyzation, sabi dito, for x less than or equal to 2, meron tayo dito, sabi dito, x is less than or equal to 2, it is a 1. So, or, kunin muna natin yung value ng x is less than to 2. So, this is a may equal, so ibig sabihin kasama yung 2 dito. So, we have 2, 1, 0, and negative 1 up to negative infinity. So, this is close point kasi we have here the less than or equal to 2. So, the value of y is equal to 1. So, this will be the value of your x and this will be the value of the y. Now, for this case, we have here for x is greater than to 2. The value of your x is 2. Although dito siya, pero hindi siya close point. This will be a open point kasi wala siyang guhit dito. So, start with 2, 3, 4, 5 up to positive infinity. So, it's stated here that but 2 is not belong to the line. So, open point kasi wala siyang guhit sa baba. So, the value of your y is equal to negative 3. Now, the reference point here is 2 kasi since we are talking about here x is less than or equal to 2 and x is greater than to 2. So therefore the reference point here is 2. Now in graphing, so number 3 is we have to graph. So kapag ginarap natin, sabi dito, ito yung y, which is ito, the positive. Ito yan, yung tapat na to is positive 1. Ito siya. Now, the value of your x is less than or equal to 2. So, mayroon tayo dito, this is a close point. So, that's why yung 2 ay kasali. So, this is 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, up, papunta dito sa kaliwa. The arrow will go to left. So, that's why we have here x is less than or equal to 2. Then, yung y mo, pinakamataas mo dapat dito is 1. So, this is a linear kasi straight line lang siya. Next, we have here the x is greater than to 2. Then, negative 3 yung kanyang y. So, this is negative 2. This will be negative 3. Itong tapat niya. Negative 3. So, reference point natin is 2. That's why mag-start yung graph dito sa part na yan. So, this will be greater than to 2. So, magkaroon tayo ng 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. Pupunta naman siya sa kanan. Next is to test the existence. So, meron tayong limit of the function of your x as x approaches to negative. So, is equal to 1. Bakit siya naging equal to 1? So, yung 2 galing, yung graph daw is galing sa kaliwa papunta sa kanan. So, from left to right is 1. The highest is 1. So, magkakaroon tayo dito. Ang pinakamataas lang na y-axis na galing sa kaliwa papunta sa kanan, yan, is just only 1. Ito lang siya, 1. The next is the limit of the function of your x as x to positive. So, galing sa kanan papunta sa kaliwa. So, kanan papunta sa kaliwa. So, ang pinakamataas natin dito is just only negative 3. Kasi ito lang naman yung graph na galing sa kanan papunta sa kaliwa. So, yan. This is negative 3. So, tapat siya dito, negative 3. Now, we have here to test if the given is xc. So, we have the limit of the function of your x as x approaches 2. Wala na siyang positive, wala na siyang negative. It's just only 2. Is equal to does not exist or DNE. Bakit siya DNE? Kasi yung value ng 2 approaches to 2 galing sa kaliwa and 2 na galing sa kanan is magkaiba siya ng value. Yung isa is positive, yung isa is negative. So therefore, the f of 2 is equal to 1 since it is a close point. Now, bakit 1 ang kinuha natin? Now, ang pinagbabasihan natin is itong 2. Now, is equal to 1. Bakit hindi siya negative 3? Kasi yung 1 is a close point while yung negative 3 is open point. So, doon tayo kukuha sa close point. Kaya siya ay magiging positive 1. Okay, next example is the function of your x is 2 if your x is greater than 2 or greater than or equal to 1, and x squared if the x is less than 1. Now, in this case, itong isang given ito is linear while this given is a quadratic kasi meron siyang squared or the degree of 2. Now, in this case, we have to analyze the given. So, meron tayong 4x is greater or equal to 1. Ang value ng x is 1, 2, 3, and 4 up to positive infinity. So, this is a close point kasi meron siyang guhit sa ilalim. So, the value of your y is equal to 2. So, kasi this is the x and this is the y. Now, for x is less than 2, 1, the value of your x is 1, 0, negative 1, up to negative infinity. But 1 is not belong to the curve. So, open point siya. So, the value of your y is equal to x squared. Now, in this case, wala pa tayong sure na value ng y. That's why we have to get for the table of values for the y is equal to x squared. So, gawa tayo ng table. So, this is your x and this is your y. Meron tayong value ng y, ng x rather, which is 1, 0, and negative 1. Now, pag sinubstitute natin yung value ng y, ng 1, ng x rather, dito sa ating equation, y is equal to x squared, meron tayo dito, kung ito ay 1, 1 times 1 is still 1. Kung siya naman ay 0, 0 times 0 ay 0. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive. Now, next is the reference point is 1. Bakit siya 1? Kasi ang ating pinag-uusapan dito is the x is greater than to 1 and x is less than to 1. That's why this is 1. Next, we have to graph. So, this will be the graph of the linear with the 2 if x is greater than or equal to 1. So, greater than or equal to 1. Tapos, ang ating reference point dito is 1. So, 2 siya. Ito yung ating y. Yan, ito. Katapat siya ng y, which is 2. Tapos, mataas daw sa 1. So, this is 2, 3, 4, 5. Yung, not 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 2, 4, 6, 8. So, ito yung mga x na. Yan. Then, next here is this is the graph of the parabola. So we have here x squared. X is greater than to 1. This is yung kanina sa table natin, meron tayong 1, 1. So ito yung 1 and 1. Then we have here 0 and 0 and negative 1 and positive 1. So kung i-graph mo, papunta siya dyan, paakyat. So, ito yung graph ng x squared. Yan. We have here test of existence. We have the limit of the function of your x approaches 1 negative. So, ibig sabihin, galing to sa kaliwa. Now, ano yung graph natin galing sa kaliwa? Ito lang naman yung graph natin na galing sa kaliwa. Kasi itong isa is galing sa kanan. So, meron tayong 1 kasi the highest value of y is nandito, which is positive 1. Yung katapat nito at yung katapat nito is a positive 1. So, andito siya. Andito. Next is the function of your x as x approaches positive 1. So, galing siya sa kanan. So, galing siya sa kanan. Ito lang naman yung graph na galing sa kanan. So, ito, ang pinakamataas na value ng y natin dito is 2. So, hindi natin siya pwedeng itong gamitin natin kasi ito ay galing sa kaliwa. Pinag-usapan natin is galing sa kanan. So, ito yung galing sa kanan natin. That's why this is a positive 2 kasi nakatapat siya doon sa 2 na positive 2. Now, we have to test if siya ay nag-exist or hindi. So, the limit of the function of your x as x approaches 1 only, walang positive, walang negative, is equal to does not exist. Bakit siya does not exist? Kasi yung negative 1 as x approaches 1 negative, 1 to the negative is 1, while yung x approaches 1 to the positive is equal to 2. They are not equal. So, therefore, this is not exist. Then, the function of your 1 is equal to 2. F of 1. Kasi our reference point is 1. So, ang F1 natin is equal to 2. So, bakit siya 2? Kasi hindi natin siya pwedeng kunin to, which is positive 1. Doon tayo sa close point. So, that's why this will be 2. Always close point yung kinukuha. So, let's have the additional information para makita natin paano ba siya magiging existence. So, we have here the magiging reference point natin is yung 0. So, therefore, kung ito yung pinag-uusapan natin, kukuha tayo ng mataas na y galing sa kaliwa. So, since wala naman tayo mataas dito na graph sa 0, wala tayo dito, wala din tayo dito sa baba. So, therefore, the answer will be 0. Next is kung galing naman sa kanan, ng reference point natin is yung 0. So, galing sa kanan, wala naman tayo dito, wala din dito sa baba. That's why this is also 0. Now, ito yung tinatawag nating exist or nag-exist yung function natin kasi the limit of the function of your x as approaches 0 is exist since yung galing natin sa kaliwa at yung galing natin sa kanan is pareha silang 0 and 0. So, therefore, we have f of 0 is equal to 0 pa din. Next given is the function of your x is equal to 2x minus 1 as x less than if x is less than 1 and 1 minus 2x squared if x is greater than or equal to 1. Now, we have for x is less than to 1, we have here x is equal to 1, 0, negative 1, and negative 2. Kasi mababa kay 1 up to negative infinity. Pero hindi kasali yung 1 sa line. So, again, this is a linear, this is a quadratic. So, the value of your y is equal to 2x minus 1. So, we don't have the exact value kung ano ba yung y natin dito. That's why we have to get the table of values here. Now, kung ang x natin is 1, 0, negative 1, this is 1, 0, negative 1, kuha lang tayo ng tatlo. Substitute natin yung value ng x dito sa equation. We have here if x is 1, kakaroon tayo ng 2 times 1, that is 2 minus 1, this is 1. Then, if 0, 2 times 0 is 0 minus 1, this is negative 1. Then, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 minus 1, this will be negative 3. Next, for x is greater than or equal to 1. So, magkakaroon tayo ng 1, 2, 3, 4 up to positive infinity. So, this is close point. Kasi we have here the underline. Now, we have y is equal to 1 minus 2x squared. Again, we don't have the exact value for the y. That's why, kuha tayo ng table of values. So, gamitan tayo ng 1, 2, 3. You substitute. Kakaroon tayo ng 1 minus 2 times, or squared muna natin. So, this will be 1 squared. So, 2 times 1 is 2. Then, 1 minus 2, this will be negative 1. Then, here, karoon tayo ng 2 times 2, or 2 squared is 4 times 2. This is 8. 1 minus 8 is negative 7. Then, here is the 3. 3 squared is 9 times 2, it's 18. 1 minus 18 is negative 17. So, reference point natin dito is 1 kasi pinag-usapan natin dito is x is less than 1 and x is greater than or equal to 1. That's why the reference point is 1. Now, in graphing, we have here the step number 3. So, we have to graph muna. So, this is the graph of 2x minus 1 as x less than 2, 1. So, meron tayong kanina dito do sa previous table natin. This is 1 and 1. Tapos, this will be negative 1 and 0. So, the next is, yun. So, kung babalikan natin yung ating graph kanina, ay ito, meron tayo ditong 1, 1, 0, negative 1, and negative 1, and 3. So, ito yung ating 1, 1, 0, negative 1, and 1, and negative 1, and negative 3. So, ito yung graph na yan. So, dito naman sa kabila is we have here the 1 minus 2x squared as x is greater than or equal to 1. So, pataas siya. Papunta siya na papunta dito. Ibig sabihin, yung graph natin, palaki ng palaki siya pababa. So, this will be the 1 and negative 1. So, ito yung ating magiging reference. So, papunta siya dito. So, habang lumalaki yung x, lumalaki din yung sakop niya pababa. Now, let's test the existence. So, we have here the limit of the function of your x as x is approaches 1 galing sa kaliwa. So, the negative or is equal to 1. So, ito yung graph na galing sa kaliwa papunta sa kanan. So, ibig sabihin, the highest is the highest point na meron tayo na y, yung katapat dito is 1. Dito, katapat niya. Next is the function of your x as x approaches 1 galing sa kanan. So, ito galing sa kanan is equal to negative 1 kasi yung katapat dito ni y is negative 1. So, balik lang tayo. So, ito siya. Yan. Ito ay positive 1 kasi ang katapat niya dito is 1. Yan. Ito is negative 1 kasi ang katapat nito is negative 1. Now, this does not exist kasi yung 1 is not equal to negative 1. Therefore, yung f of 1 natin is negative 1. Hindi natin ito pwedeng gamitin yung positive kasi siya ay open. So, doon tayo sa close. That's why this is a negative 1. So, that's all. I hope na may natutunan kayo sa ating one-sided limit.